and welcome to the Conrad Shanghai. I'm coming to you from the Executive Club Lounge available to Diamond members with Hilton. This lounge is unlike anything you've ever seen before, towering over the city and offering the most incredible breakfast and evening hors d'oeuvre selection. This is my second Conrad review. This place is really amazing, and some of the rooms even have incredible views of the Bund, which we can actually see right here from the Club Lounge of Oriental Pearl Tower, Shanghai Tower. Absolutely beautiful. Our room is one of the most impressive designs I have ever seen, and the bathtub views alone, one of the best in the world, looking right out at the Bund from our gorgeous circle bathtub. Completely unreal. Let's check out this beautiful hotel. The rooms are so insane from what I've seen so far. Let's go. All right, we're at the Bund View Suite. This is my first time back in Shanghai in 6.5 years, and I'm finally staying at the hotels I've really wanted to. But right away when we arrive, these hallways are just beautiful, and each door has its own sophisticated light piece. Here we are, 6003. I did pay for the upgrade to this room because they don't give complimentary upgrades to this suite no matter what status you have with Hilton. So it's a very special room, one of their very best rooms, because it has a beautiful Bund view from the bathtub and the bathroom, which is just incredible. But when we first walk in here, you can already see we have a little bathroom over here, a half bath with a toilet and sink. But even this half bath is just beautiful with the marbling going to the ceiling, the really cool light fixture, sink, just really expensive materials from the marbling even on the floor in there. And then it switches to the beautiful hardwood in the room. Now, I love coming to Asia because it's a whole nother level compared to the US when it comes to hotels. And this is a Conrad that is just out of this world amazing. But right away, it embodies what I look for when it comes to no flat walls. Every wall in here is a different texture or wood pattern, or even here, it's just beautiful. I'm just in complete awe. This is just a beautiful designed room, just gorgeous. We have a little mini bar area over here when we walk in. Of course, we have that high-end espresso machine, a couple complimentary waters. There's the Nespresso pods, and then the teas, and then down below here we have a kettle for some hot water, and then we have the mini fridge down below there with drinks for purchase with some Chinaware up top. Now here we are. This living room is actually very spacious. Not all their suites are this big for their living area. I had a chance to look at one of their city view suites. It's a lot smaller. So this is just absolutely beautiful that we have this big of a suite living area. We have a huge L-shaped couch here. But look, every other hotel in the US, from what I've experienced, or a lot of places, this would just be a flat wall with maybe a picture stuck on it. But here, it's a whole sophisticated, kind of like bookshelf design with some really unique artifacts up top here. But this is what I'm talking about with no flat walls. This is it. Like, this is beautiful. And then it goes into a beautiful painting over here, embodying, I think, Chinese history. Just gorgeous. I love the little fresh flowers here, just the unique pieces, all the colors, everything just seamlessly blends together. And my favorite part is definitely the ceiling. Even the newest luxury hotels in the US is just completely flat white ceiling. Here it's indented all the way around, illuminated lighting, how it curves down. That is so extra, just gorgeous. I noticed all those details. We have a built-in TV over here. Even this light is just so extra. Everything is just beautiful. We have a nice work desk here. I love that it's actually facing the window, so it actually has a really good view. That's awesome. I love it when the desks have a good view. This is not the Bund view. The Bund view is this way when the bathroom, so we'll wind around, but it's still a great view of Shanghai because we're on the 60th floor, which is super high. I think this is like one of the highest hotels in the city, except for, of course, the J Hotel inside Shanghai Tower, and then maybe the Park Hyatt, which is that really cool handle-shaped building next to it. Here we are heading into the bedroom. We have a really cool wood dividing door here. Bedroom is really beautifully designed as well. It meets my expectations when it comes to the headboard design, like it goes all the way to the ceiling. And just look at the different texturing. We have like this really cool glass material here, this pattern as well. It's like red and silver and black. These lights are awesome. It's almost like a quartz or like a really fancy rock stone light. Just beautiful. We also have a wireless charger here for your phone and more waters, which is great. I like when they have plenty of complimentary water. Bed looks amazing. We have another TV in this room, and that Really cool ceiling lighting, how it goes all the way around, continues in here. Even this, like, it's just so unique. This drawer, awesome. We have a bed facing a beautiful view. It's not the Bund View yet, with a little tiny couch here. So very cool. And I do like that there is the carpeting around the bed and the hardwood floor, and the blinds in the room. Yes, they are all automatic, which is awesome. And that's what I expect now from luxury hotels. In Asia, they really never miss. Now we're heading into the bathroom. This is probably one of my favorite bathrooms, and definitely it's going to be top probably 5 bathtub views I've ever had in my life. This bathroom is just beautiful. It's not the largest bathroom I've ever had. It's definitely big, but this is a really cool circle tub. It reminds me of a lot of like W hotels. Some of them have like really cool circle tubs, but right here is the beautiful Bund, literally looking right out here at Shanghai Tower, Oriental Pearl Tower, all lit up just with their lights. And you can even see the river from here. It's just beautiful. This piece here is really unique, like so extra. I love that there's the 2 sinks on both sides. We have the mirror in the middle, and then you even have the light that dangles down here with the live carnation and more complimentary waters, which is just awesome. It's just such a unique design, how it's just kind of like right in the middle of this island. And then around the corner here, we have the beautiful shower. And yes, it does have the rainfall shower, which is something that I look for. And the handheld marbling goes all the way to the ceiling. Very beautiful design. We got robes, and I like that they're different colors. So if you want white or gray, and they are very plush. I definitely approve. They're the Frette brand, and I love that they are branded Conrad Shanghai. That's awesome. And then the slippers, they are already in the closet over there. So rainfall shower, automatic curtains, no flat walls, robes, slippers, just everything I look for. Incredible view, beautiful. Around the corner here, we have a little like makeup mirror with a little seat to sit down at. We have another toilet over here that does have a door that closes off, which is awesome. And then here we are heading into the closet space. This can divide off if we need it to. Down below here are the slippers. Let's take a look. Slippers are interesting. They actually have a very hard bottom, and then the top, I give these like maybe a 6 out of 10 because the toes are open. I don't really like that. I like closed-toed, but they're still soft. So that's awesome that they're in here waiting for you. We have a little scale wardrobe here, so we can hang up all the shirts or clothes if you need to. We're only here one night, so we won't be needing to do that. I wish we were here longer, but so far, I mean, I just want to stay in the room all night and just enjoy it. This is absolutely gorgeous design. I love it. I mean, they build these hotels over in China so differently than the US. They're just so extra, especially the luxury brands. I can't wait to look at the rest of the hotel and see what else it has to offer. If you've ever wondered how some travelers end up in suites like this without paying full price, it's not luck, it's strategy. I used to book random third-party hotels I found on Expedia, never got upgrades, and never knew luxury experiences like this were possible until I learned how this system really works. How to use points, loyalty, and smart booking strategies to unlock unforgettable stays just like this. I built the luxury stay system to teach you exactly how to do the same. How to maximize your points, choose the right hotel, unlock incredible suite upgrades just like this, and unlock hundreds of dollars in extra value on nearly every trip. If you're ready to turn your next trip into the luxury stay of your dreams, unlock the maximum value for your points, and start waking up to views like this, click the button in the link in the description below and join me inside the course, and your next trip could look a lot like this one. I can't wait to see you inside. Welcome to the Conrad Shanghai, one of the most dramatic and surprising urban hotels in Hilton's entire luxury portfolio. Even if you never plan to visit Shanghai, this property is fascinating because it's not just a hotel, it's a vertical city landmark. The Conrad Shanghai is located right in the heart of the city, overlooking People's Square and Nanjing Road, which is one of the busiest shopping streets on Earth. This is ground zero Shanghai, constant movement, lights, energy, and scale. What makes this hotel so unique is the building itself. The tower rises over 60 floors into the skyline and was originally known for years as the Le Royal Méridien Shanghai, before being fully rebranded and relaunched as Conrad Shanghai in 2022, after that major transformation. That rebranding alone is significant. Hilton rarely places the Conrad flag on properties without serious skill and promise. This is not a boutique luxury hotel. This is a mega-scale luxury, designed to showcase Shanghai's vertical way of life. The hotel has over 700 rooms and suites, making it one of the largest Conrad hotels in the world. And because of the height, many rooms sit far above the city, offering sweeping skyline views that feel more like being in an observation tower than a hotel room. Architecturally, the building is sleek and modern, with a glass-heavy facade designed to maximize light and views. From the outside, it looks like a pure business skyscraper, which makes the luxury inside even more surprising. For Hilton Honors members, Conrad Shanghai is an aspirational property, not because it's intimate, but because it offers access to a side of Shanghai most people never experience, the city far from above, inside one of its most prominent towers. So whether you're here for business, curiosity, or just to understand how luxury works here in a megacity like Shanghai, Conrad Shanghai is less about traditional hotel charm and more about skill, spectacle, and vertical living. Arriving at Conrad Shanghai already feels different from most luxury hotels because you're not entering a low-rise building or traditional grand entrance. You're arriving at the base of a major skyscraper. Once inside, you're guided toward the elevators, and this is where the experience really begins. Instead of a ground floor lobby, Conrad Shanghai uses a sky lobby concept. You take high-speed elevators straight up the tower, and in a matter of seconds, you're lifted far above the city. When the doors open, you arrive at the hotel's main lobby, positioned high in the building to take advantage of the views. The lobby immediately feels calmer and more refined than the streets below, and the design is sleek, modern, and intentionally understated. This is Conrad's version of luxury, polished, contemporary, and efficient rather than ornate. Now, we just passed one of the hotel's main restaurants, which is where breakfast is served. As we pass by, we will notice all the very nice decorations designed for Chinese New Year, which is located at the end of January each year for the Lunar New Year. Now, past here, we have the check-in area. This is extremely grand. I love the design, especially the elements on the left-hand side of the wall. You have stand-up check-in desks. They do have a queue where you might have to stand in line for a little bit just because of the sheer number of rooms. So it's definitely not the most intimate luxury hotel. It is a big box luxury type style, but it definitely has that high level elegance you would expect from a luxury hotel when it comes to the design. The walls, the floor, the ceiling, all of the materials are extremely high touch, high end, and very premium. I love the design overall. No detail was left out from this renovation. Even the elevators are a work of art. Now for us, check-in was very smooth. We received the keys to our room and we headed on up. Our room was all the way on the 60th floor, which was amazing. I had originally booked just the standard room, but I called ahead and explained the special occasion of our stay and was able to get a complimentary suite upgrade, which typically is not available. I usually have different strategies I use to try to get the best rooms at all the properties I stay at, even by booking the cheapest room. If you'd love to learn how to do it, I'd love to show you how as well. You can check out the link below for my luxury stay system. But here we are heading on up. I was immediately impressed with the design of the hallways here. The details are just stunning. I love the light fixtures by every single room, and our room was definitely top notch. It was kind of towards the corner here, but I loved having a view of the Bund because not all the rooms here have that. A lot of the rooms have city views, but not this direction towards the Bund, which just really elevates your whole experience. Now I want to take you inside some of the other different room types. This one here is a room with the 2 twin beds, more of a standard size room. This one here is considered a twin deluxe room, but every single room I toured here was just absolutely stunning. I would be totally happy in this room as well because also no detail was left out. Beautiful floor to ceiling marbling, all of the designs in the room from the carpeting to the lighting fixtures to the beds, floor to ceiling windows, automatic blinds, rainfall shower. No detail was left out. You definitely feel like you are in luxury. Next up here we have a King Deluxe room. This is another type of upgraded room, but it's also very nice. You have the little couch here, you have a work desk. It's also a great business hotel because all the rooms do feature those desks, and they still have just incredible bathrooms. Now, this one right here is called the King Executive Room. This one's a step up there from the King Deluxe room. It has a little bit better headboard design, which I prefer. Still floor to ceiling windows, a little bit better design. Now, this is the ultimate suite. This is the King Conrad suite, and this one is absolutely huge. However, I honestly preferred our room that we had over it just because we had kind of a better view of the Bund, in my opinion. This one also just felt felt a little bit too big, but regardless, it was still incredibly luxurious feeling. It has its own huge living room, its own bedroom. It also has a massive bathroom with everything you can need, a circle tub in the bathroom, but as you can see here, this tub did not have a view. That's why I did overall prefer the room that we had. But these are just some of the different room types, so if you're looking to stay here, I really don't think you can go wrong, but definitely ask for a view of the Bund if they have it available. It's just, especially for Diamond members at Conrad properties, it can be very difficult to secure those upgrades. Now back to our room, I just really want to take this time to show you our bathtub views again, just because this truly is one of the best bathtub views I've ever experienced. Because not only when you're in the tub, you're looking out at the beautiful Shanghai skyline and the Bund, if you look the other way into the bathroom itself, you're looking at the beautiful texturing on the walls, the lighting fixtures, the island sink. Every detail of the room and the view is just top notch. If this was in any other luxury like hotel in a city in the US, this room could easily be probably $1,000 to $2,000 per night. But here it's around $400 to $500 per night if you're paying the full cash rate. Otherwise, the rooms start here at about $180 to $200 US per night, which is a really great value for what you get. Now we're going to head on downstairs for the breakfast experience. Now, if you are a Hilton Honors Diamond member, you have a choice. You can eat breakfast in the executive lounge, which is a little bit more quiet experience, or you can go to the main breakfast here in the restaurant. At this hotel, the executive lounge is a major feature of the property. Hilton specifically highlights the lounge experience and notes it provides complimentary breakfast. But for this stay, we chose to eat in the main restaurant here, which is called Lane 11. Lane 11 is positioned as the hotel's all-day dining venue. Hilton describes it as a contemporary space with an open kitchen serving worldwide cuisine, and they list it as an open daily with breakfast in the morning and dinner served in the evening. So this isn't one of those breakfast-only rooms that disappears by 10:30. It means it's the hotel's main restaurant that serves food all day. Now here's what's important. At Lane 11, breakfast experience is built for a hotel of this scale. It's huge. Conrad Shanghai is a very large high-rise property, so the breakfast can get very busy in the morning. But it's also very spacious, with plenty of staff moving through the room. You can order unlimited cappuccinos, drinks, and then they have a ton of different stations of hot food to choose from. You can also order at the omelet station if you want custom-made to order eggs Benedict omelets. They have a fruit bar. They have basically everything you could ever want and need for breakfast. It absolutely amazes me how these hotels in Asia all have some of the most incredible breakfast spreads, better than any hotel I've ever been to in the US, and this is just one luxury hotel in China, and they are pretty much all this way. It's incredible. They not only have Western dishes, they even have Indian dishes, Chinese dishes, food from around the world. The overall feel here of Lane 11 is modern and international. It's designed like a city market restaurant, lots of station, lots of movement, and a wide range of options. So business travelers and families and leisure guests can all find something they love. For us personally, the reason we chose Lane 11 over the lounge was simple. When the hotel is this big, the main restaurant tends to have a lot more complete breakfast selection. And it's usually the best place to capture the full experience and value. Now, for some travelers who prefer a more quiet atmosphere and more exclusive, they probably would choose to go in the lounge for their main breakfast. Now, as you pass back through the lobby, you're going to notice the beautiful design as well as even a hot chocolate station. We're now heading to Asador. This here is the Mediterranean dining and bar. This is where we decided to have dinner. We did have a $100 credit for booking through a travel agency program, so we decided to use it here for dinner. Now, in my opinion, the design of this restaurant was a little bit too dark for me. It didn't scream high-end luxury. It also seemed a bit small as it was just very narrow and it did not feel that homey or cozy. The food quality was pretty good, but again, it just didn't fit the vibe of the rest of the property. Here's a quick look at the menu if you're looking to stay here. Now, when we had dinner here, it was not that busy. We were some of the only guests eating there, so I feel like there's a lot more popular spots around town to choose from. Next up, down below at the ground level, we have Copper Bistro. This is designed as a casual cafe-style space, perfect for lighter meals, coffee, quick bites on the go in or out, or for informational meetings. It's the kind of venue you stop at during the day rather than plan an evening around. The menu here typically focuses on coffee and espresso drinks, light meals and snacks, and simple approachable dishes. It's convenient, easy, and functional. Now for the main highlight of the whole property, the executive club lounge. Because at a hotel this size, the lounge isn't a bonus, it's a core part of the experience, especially for Hilton Honors Diamond members who receive complimentary access for themselves plus one guest. You also can pay money to upgrade to have this incredible experience. But by far, this was one of the best club lounges I've ever been to in the world. They do not make club lounges like this in the US at all, especially with this much food options. This is a sneak peek at the breakfast spread here. So if you choose to have breakfast up here, it still is very spacious. They still have an omelet station, and then they have all the different egg dishes. It was not crowded at all. So it's definitely a lot more relaxed feel. So if you were staying here multiple nights, I personally would love to have breakfast up here a few of the days. The lounge is located high up in the tower, which immediately sets it apart. You're not just stepping into a quiet room, you're entering a space that feels elevated, both literally and figuratively, with panoramic views over Shanghai that reinforce just how massive this city is. From the design, the lounge follows the Conrad brand philosophy, modern, calm, and business friendly. The space is large with high ceilings, absolutely beautiful. Here's also a quick guide to the lounge. They offer breakfast, afternoon snacks, and a happy hour later, which is all included as part of the experience. Now, at the very top of the building, there's a space I was shown during the tour that isn't currently advertised on the website. This tower used to be home to one of Shanghai's most famous rooftop bars, Cloud9, back when it was the Royal Méridien. Since the rebrand to Conrad, the top floor venue hasn't really reopened publicly yet, but this space still exists and is sometimes used for private events or future concepts. Next, we're going to head down towards the pool and fitness level. This part of the hotel definitely feels different from the rest of the Conrad experience. The indoor pool area is functional, but it doesn't really match the luxury tone you get upstairs. It feels a tiny bit awkward and not super luxurious. The floor-to-ceiling windows also are not like super viewable because of all of the beams, and it feels more like a industrial pool than like a high-end luxury one. It was nice, though it did feature a hot tub, which I do expect at luxury hotels, and then kind of across the way from the pool area, you can kind of wind around and head to the fitness center. Nearby to the pool is the fitness center, which makes it convenient to move between the two. The gym is well equipped with good selection of cardio machines and weights. It feels more in line with what you expect at a large-scale, business-focused luxury hotel. It also offers decent views, high ceilings, and it did feel pretty luxurious. From the fitness center, you can kind of look over and see the pool. Inside the locker rooms, you'll find separate wet areas, including a sauna and small hot tubs. These are tucked away from the main pool space and feel more private, quieter, and more relaxing. This area feels much more aligned with traditional hotel wellness, a place to unwind and relax rather than just pass through. Overall, the entire level feels very practical, but not super luxurious. I did, though, appreciate that these facilities were included for all guests, which is definitely a huge plus when staying here. All right, now for the review of the Conrad here in Shanghai, China. I'm going to start with the rooms. Rooms by far 5 out of 5. Everything that I look for, the cool lighting, the designs, the materials, even in the more basic rooms like the Deluxe, the Twin, the other suites, just every detail, the lighting, automatic curtains, rainfall showers, absolutely gorgeous room. This is definitely the best feature about the property. Next up is going to be inspiration. Overall, how inspired was I by the hotel? That I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. The rooms are incredibly inspiring, but the only areas that kind of were not was like the pool. I wish that it had a view of the Bund. I mean, the bathroom in our room here does. They could have had an infinity edge pool, maybe going up, looking out at the Bund. That would have been just so much more awesome. As well as none of the restaurants really have any good views of the Bund. I think maybe the one on the very top floor, I didn't have a chance to look at that one yet, but the main breakfast restaurant and then like their other kind of fancy restaurant don't really have that great of any views. Next up is going to be service. Service I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Now the reason I'm a little bit more harsh on this score is just for the luxury properties I expect really good service. The downfalls were there was no like amenity in the room for diamond status with Hilton. They never sent anything, no welcome note. You just didn't feel that special. They didn't honor the status during check-in. Check-in also was just a little bit awkward. They were just looking at the computer the whole time and just trying to figure some things out. So it didn't really go that smooth. And then the service at breakfast, there's not really anyone there to keep checking in on you. And not everyone knows super good English. But the people that we did talk with are very friendly, but service just definitely is lacking in those areas. Finally, is value. Would I return here? That I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. I would love to come back to have this room with the Bund view, but not all the rooms here have a Bund view. The other ones have a city view, which is nice, and it's a really beautiful room. And for me, the most important thing is the room, but I also would love just perfect service, as well as the other amenities. Like I wish that the pool was a little bit better, as well as like the restaurants having a little bit better views. But overall, it's still a beautiful hotel and definitely one of the top bathtub views I've ever had in my life here at the Bund View Suite. If you're planning to stay here, the base rate here is about $180 to $200 for their basic room, which is actually really reasonable for US currency. And then to get an upgraded room like this, it does cost extra, or if you book it directly, I believe this room is between like $500 and $600 US per night, give or take, depending on the season. But it's definitely worth it. Just beautiful, love the floor to ceiling windows, a very beautiful hotel.